Hey guys, Lord Naren White here, the Holy Ghost, the one true God, back with you with the next video in my Pentiment playthrough. Today, continuing Pentiment. So we're doing research on mags, from mags. So I actually only went to the house because I wanted to, um, save the game. So we've talked with Big York and El Peter. Let's talk, I think we talked with Veronica. What about Clara? Yes. Clara. Hello, Magdalene dear. How are you? How's class? Magdalene, we could say. It's hard to know for certain. One day he seems well, and the next day I can hardly understand his words. Or he's neither, or he's neither of us is doing well. I'm having trouble coping with the stress. Dad's been hard to understand recently. Clara. Oh, Magdalene, I'll keep praying for you both. The both of you deserve the best life. Life's been hard enough for you already. Just let me know if you need any help around the house. I'd be happy to help. Magdalene, we could say. Oh, thank you, Clara. That's very kind of you. I've been so busy in the Rothaus. I've let the house go a bit. Or, I've never heard anyone so excited to do housework before. Or, oh, the housework. I've been so caught up in the workshop and Rothas, I forgot. Clara, haha. Not to worry. I can come by and help out. Besides, then we can chat, and chatter makes chores pass quickly. With all my children up and grown and no husband to take care for anymore, I've got to make myself useful somehow. Magdalene. Big Jorg is still in the house though, isn't he? Or, why bother? You could spend your days relaxing instead of doing chores. Or, aren't you enjoying it? I heard that Peter was, well, crazy. Clara. Oh, yes, but he's a grown man with children of his own. He and Veronica are capable of caring for their own household now. Eva is taking care of Ots, and Ursula and Fabian have their own life together. They don't need me anymore. Magdalene. You sound sad, but isn't that a good thing? Clara. Heavens, yes. I thank God that my children are all grown and prospering. After so many years of tending to them and maintaining a home, I don't know what else to do. Magdalene. I understand. I wouldn't know what to do if I couldn't keep working in the printing press. Or you could always find something new to do. Keep busy by helping Gret in the bakery or something. Or God did give us the Sabbath to rest, you know. Clara. Jorg has been telling me to rest more, you know. Perhaps these days are my reward until the Lord takes me. Well, I still want to take some of the burden of the chores off your hands. I'll be over soon, all right? Magdalene. I'll see you then, Clara. Clara. God bless you, Magdalene. Let's talk with Endris. Endris. Hello, Magdalene. How is Klaus? Ressie and I are very worried. Magdalene. Alive and well, and that's what matters. Endris. Did you discover who attacked him? Magdalene. No. Whoever it was, they left no sign. Endris. A terrible crime. Terrible. May God look after you both. We've had enough tragedy in this town. Has Gertrude been by to see him? I'd trust her over that doctor. He's not reliable. Magdalene. I've noticed. Or he's the most bitter man I've ever met. Or he's all Dad and I have. I don't know what to do, Endris. Say I noticed. Andrus, does he care about his work, I wonder? He used to talk about how he was too good for Tassing, destined for greater things. Still here, though. Magdalene, why is he on the council? Andrus, whatever his faults, he's still an educated man. That counts for something, I guess. Magdalene, I see. Or we could say you should be on the council, not him. Andrus, they asked me. Turn them down. I like what I do. I'm good at it. Don't need much else than that. Except Ressi, of course. Ah, but I shouldn't gossip. If there's anything Ressi and I can do for you, let us know. Magdalene, I will. Thank you for your kindness, Andrus, it's nothing. I owe your father more than I can say. Take care, Magdalene. So one thing I think that's amazing as we pause the action for a second here is you see Andrus's wife, Ressi. If you remember, we actually got, I think, the matchmaker achievement when we told Andrus not to give up hope on finding a wife. And who knows, he may have a child actually in the future. He's still doing quite well as a blacksmith after all these many years. And I'm really happy for him because we told him as Andreas, keep going and keep looking. If you want to get married, keep looking and you'll find that person, whoever it is, if that's what you're looking for. And then, yeah, that's the way it goes. So, and now we're going to talk with Ressi actually and meet Andrus's wife. So it's very exciting. Good for him. Ressi. Hello, Mistress Druckeren. How is Klaus? Andrus and I have been terribly worried. Magdalene. We could say, he's been better, or what we will say, which is, Dad's spirits are high, but he still gets headaches and spells of dizziness. Ressi. If there's anything we can help you with, let us know. Andrus is always ready to provide. He and Klaus have been friends for a long time. Magdalene. We could say, my thanks to you both. We're certainly grateful. Or, if you don't mind, you weren't born in Tassing, am I right? We'll pick the second one, actually. Ressi. No, I'm originally from Innsbruck. Where is Innsbruck again? Innsbruck, capital of the Austrian county of Tyrol, and major stop on the Imperial Road connecting Italy and Bavaria. It is the closest major city to Kearsarge Abbey and Tassing. Notably, it was also the site of witch trials in 1485. Magdalene. How did you arrive here? Ressi. The twists of Providence are sudden and unpredictable. I was but a young girl selling all manner of wares on the market, pots and the like. One day this man appears to the stall, all jitters and nerves, stammering over his words, but charming in a way. We spoke at length. I was intrigued and soon enamored, as if a candle had been lit. Andrus is a man of talent and means, after all, blessed with a kind soul. Magdalene. How did it feel to leave home for someone far away, uprooting yourself from the life you had? Or do you have any regrets coming here? We'll pick the first. Ressi. Frightening to be sure, leaving Innsbruck, my friends and family behind. But it was exciting as well, going off to find new opportunities and build a new life. There wasn't much I had to look forward to in Innsbruck, few prospects for a poor girl. I couldn't see myself sitting at the market, continuing to sell odds and ends. Sometimes there are risks we just have to take. Magdalene. That's very inspiring, Ressi. I'm glad you found happiness here, or... I'm still unsure. You can't actually know how life would have turned out had you stayed in Innsbruck. We'll go with the first. Ressi. We all struggle in this world. but the moments of joy outweigh the bad. It's how God has set the world, His benevolence guiding us through it all. I feel I've been blessed, and it's not been all bad for Endress either. Hee hee. I assist him with the bookkeeping side of the smithy and other things. Magdalene, we could say, "Thank you for telling me about your past," or "I hope I've also made the right choices so far," or what we will say, which is, "You must be very good with numbers then. The smithy provides a crucial trade." Ressi, the markets taught me well. I'm a fair bit more comfortable with numbers than Endress, to say the least. I can't tell you any true answers, but I hope I've provided some encouragement. Don't forget you are important as well, and deserve to live your life. All right, I have to assist Endress with a few things. Be well, Magdalene. Magdalene, until later, Therese. Let's talk with Matilda and Wodslav. Matilda, God bless you, Magdalene. By the way, I'll just pause quickly here. I'm loving all the dialogue we've been able to get since getting these 2 letters, which is now our purpose. There's just a bunch of great conversations. Great job, Obsidian Studios and Xbox Game Studios. This has been an amazing game. So let's learn more about the world and the characters. Magdalene. Hello, Matilda. Hello, Wodslav. How are you two? Wodslav. Very well. The Lord has blessed us more than we deserve. Matilda. And how are you, Magdalene? I was worried with you keeping the house and the workshop all on your own. Let me bring by some soup for you and your father. Magdalene. You're very kind, Matilda. Thank you. Or Dad would love that. I've hardly a moment to cook a hot meal. Or I wouldn't want to impose. We'll go with the first one. Sorry, the second one, excuse me. Matilda. Between your father, the shop, and the mural, I'm surprised you're not dead on your feet. He's very lucky to have such a devoted daughter. Wodslav. And before you worry about imposing, you're not. Taking care of our neighbors is how Tilda and I serve Tassing. Matilda. Our vocation may have changed, but our gratitude to God and the town has not. Magdalene. We could say, you've always been so dedicated to the town. Or, it's hard to imagine you two ever lived in the Abbey. We'll pick the first. Matilda. Your neighbors took care of us in difficult times. Wodslav. Ha. Sometimes those days feel like another lifetime. A harder time, to be sure. Magdalene. We could say, life feels pretty hard now, or I thought the Abbey was better off than the town in those years, or were the Benedictines anything like the Poor Clares? Now I'm actually going to say the middle one because I don't want to say life feels pretty hard now, because I want to always be positive, you know. As Lord Naren White, I always think about what I do have, not what I don't have. So even though life is very tough for her now because of her father's health, I still want to be positive and think about what Magdalene does have. And so that's why we're going to comment on the Abbey. Matilda. So we were told. But in private, I believe Father Gournot struggled to provide for a scriptorium and a double monastery. Wodslav. Didn't help that guy was skimming off the top. Matilda. However, seeing both the town and Curacao struggle was only a part of what made that time hard. A nun's life can be a challenging one, but I never had to deal with the difficulties you do now, Magdalene. Magdalene. What about your old life was difficult for you? Matilda. I struggled with my vows, my discipline. I couldn't live as my sisters did. I broke my vows, as did Wojslav. Magdalene, you fell in love. Wojslav, we did. Well, I seduced her. Matilda, you certainly did not. Wojslav, are you telling young Magdalene here that you seduced me then? Matilda, Wojslav, please, haha. Magdalene, so you left the abbey. Matilda, though no one learned of what we did, the matter ate at my heart. Wojslav, that and being falsely accused of murdering the old baron terrified you, and rightly so. Matilda, we must all account for our sins, Magdalene. I was afraid I would account for mine sooner than I thought. Wojslav, those were the hardest years of my life. Matilda, I repented and prayed to God to absolve me. Wojslav, but the Lord always provides, even in the darkest days. Matilda, the abbey's destruction gave us a second chance. Magdalene, I can't imagine that the townsfolk were too happy to let you stay, or it must be strange to leave that life after so long, or that must have been incredibly difficult. Let's pick the first because I'm actually curious what she'll say to this. You know, what did the townsfolk actually think about Wojslav and Matilda living there now? Wojslav, there was some suspicion at first, yes, but we proved useful in the days following, and soon they came around. Matilda, the Lord forgives more readily than man, Magdalene. Never think that you must remain in a place that causes you to sin, even if others think it godly. Magdalene, I'm glad you two are finally able to live life together. You both deserve it, or I never realized you two went through so much together. Matilda, only by the grace of God are we in this life together. Wojslav, may it be many more years before we part. Matilda, God willing. Anyway, Magdalene, I'll send that soup over to you shortly. Magdalene, thank you, Matilda, or God bless you both. We will go with, thank you, actually we'll go with God bless you both. Wojslav, God bless you, Magda. Matilda, God bless. Let's talk with Fabian and Ursula now. See if they have anything interesting to say. No, not at this time. That's fine. We'll talk with Otz, actually. Remember, I mentioned in a previous video that I actually want Magdalene to marry Paul, not Otz. So I'm going to try and see if I can't figure that out. Because I don't want her to marry Otz because he seems mean. And Paul always talks about Christ, so I want her to marry Paul. Otz, hey Max. Got your way with the mural, huh? I didn't expect you to convince the council like that. Magdalene, we can say, I can be pretty stubborn when I want to, Otz. Or, you think that little of me? Otz, clearly, I'm impressed. The rest of the council has been arguing over the matter for so long. Even I couldn't get a word in. Then you come in and shut them up in a few minutes. We could use more women like you in the town. Magdalene, we could say, there are plenty of opinionated women in town. Want to let us join the council? Or, what we will say is, what do you mean by that, Otz? Otz, well, you know, you're headstrong and willing to give your opinion, and damn what anyone else thinks. Magdalene, we could say, you really think so? Or, clearly you've forgotten about Agnes. She doesn't suffer fools gladly. We'll go with the second. Otz, that's not what I meant. She's not... Oh, never mind. Forget about it. Anyway, standing up to the council like that was great. I know I'm on the council, but sometimes it doesn't seem like I have any influence. Magdalene, we could say, you do though. You vouched for me to do the mural in the first place. Or, well, you are the youngest member of the council. The others have much more life experience. Or maybe that's a good thing. You waste all of your time with Kraft and Apollo anyway. Ots actually seems insecure about his place on the council. He may be an ass sometimes, but I don't like to see him upset. Or, he's always poking fun at me too. Maybe I should remind him he's not that important after all. We'll go with the more Christian answer for Magdalene and be nice even though Ots has been mean. Maybe I should reassure him. Ots, only after your dad did. I still feel bad about that. I should have stuck up for you. Being the youngest one on the council has been harder than I thought. I know Baltas and Werner don't think I'm capable, and even Paul has warned me about being too rash. My dad died trying to make a difference in this town. All I'm trying to do is carry on his legacy, but it seems like the others won't make room for any change. Magdalene, we could say, keep pushing, Ots. They're stuck in the past, but we're looking toward the future of Tassing. Or, you sound like my dad. He always said that the council was scared of doing anything important. Or, I don't think anything is going to change for the better in this town. It's stuck in its ways. We will say, keep pushing, Ots. Ots, thanks, Mags. Magdalene, I'll take time. It'll take time, but maybe they'll listen to me eventually. Ah, well, better get back to it. See you later, Max. Here's Black Till. He was someone we got to speak with for the main quest. And Eva's there. And their daughter, Christina. Black Till. God bless you, Magdalene. I'm not sure whose daughter that actually is, but probably definitely Eva's at least. I'm not sure who Black Till is, actually. Magdalene. God bless you, Till. Do you have a moment? So this is Till, but why is he called Black Till now? Because I remember Till being like this. Remember, Till was the shepherd that we met in the past, like I don't know if he was a goat shepherd or something, but I don't know why he has black hair now, or if he's changed or something like that. I don't know. Black Till. Of course. What do you need? Arch says you've been obsessed with your painting. Magdalene. We could say, I'm looking into the early history of Tassing for the first part of the mural. Or, hey, I have other interests too. Or, Arch is just jealous that I spend more time with the mural than I do with him. We'll say the first one. Mother Illuminata said your grandfather read about the history of the town. Black Till. Ah, fertile fields, that is. Seemed like old potsherds and Latin trivia were all he ever talked about. All of Granddad's reading came from the Abbey's library, though, and you know what happened there. Poof. Up in smoke. Magdalene. So you don't have any of his old books? Or, I remember, I was there. We'll go with the first one. Black Till. Only a few. Granddad tried to buy some when the Abbey fell on hard times, but they were too expensive. But I can show you something better than books. Magdalene. We could say anything would help, or don't keep me in suspense. We'll go with anything would help. Black Till. Right, so we don't have any books on the old pagans, but we do have their stuff. Shards of ceramic pots and animals, bricks from what looks to be an old forge, mountains of salt. Even found a little bear carved from amber. Magdalene. Where did you find all this stuff? Or where are you keeping these things? We will go with We'll go with the first one. Black Till. It's not just me. Carl finds things. Fabian, too. Any farmer would tell you the same. It's all out there in the fields, under the dirt. Can't go one season without turning up something. Magdalene. Where are you keeping these things? Black Till. Nowhere. We just toss them into piles with the rest of the rocks and root clumps. Sure, it's interesting, but we can't do much of anything with the stuff except look at it. Magdalene. What do you think it all means? Black Till. I don't follow. Magdalene. We could say, how do you think these people lived? Or, what do you think they were like? Or, where do you think they all went? We'll go with the first one. Black Till. Rough, I'd say, but comfortable. We don't find much of their clothes, or their houses, so they must have rotted. I guess that would mean they were living in huts. But their tools are good quality. If they weren't all rusted to hell, I could probably use them today. Magdalene. I don't know why, but I assumed they'd live in caves or in the muck. Black Till. They weren't Christians, no doubt about that, but they weren't animals either. I'd say they had it hard, but they got by. Not so different from today, really. Magdalene. We could say, earlier you mentioned something about salt. Did the pagans start the mine? Or, this has been a big help, or, this pagan history wasn't really what I expected. We'll go with the first. Black Till. Had to have, I'd say. Most people think that it was a Roman project, but I think the Romans just dug out what was already there. That's why tassing was so important to the Romans in the first place. Salt. Magdalene. I'd always wondered why they'd settled in such a small alpine town. Do you think there's anything left of the pagans down there? Black Till. I don't know, but anything they left would have to be better preserved than what we dig out of the fields. Magdalene. Tell me you aren't thinking of going down there. Magdalene. We could lie. I am definitely not thinking of going down there. Or what we'll say, which is, what if there's stuff that could help me with the mural? Black Till. Magdalene! That mine is hundreds of years old. You could break your neck just getting in there. Magdalene. It's worth it for the mural. We can say it has to be perfect, or what we will say, which is, I want to try my best for Dad. Black Till. Imagine how your dad would feel if you got hurt. But everything is going well here. We passed every check. So, Magdalene, then help me get down safely and he won't have to worry. Black Till. You're bullheaded, just like your mother. And your father. Probably couldn't keep you out of there if I tried. Magdalene. Please, Till. Black Till. All right, all right. Don't know how to get down there myself, but I know those twins have gotten in a time or two. No doubt they have a trick. And Baltas might not be the most reliable man, but I don't doubt he could rig something up for you too. Magdalene. Thank you, Till, or I promise I'll be careful. Black Till. Don't mention it. I'm serious, don't. Magdalene. We could say, this pagan history wasn't really what I expected, or what we will say, which is, this has been a big help. Black Till. Glad to spread some knowledge around. Important for folks to know their past. You think all this pagan stuff will make it in the mural? I can bring some of the things the boys and I have found over to the Roth House tomorrow, if that help at all. Magdalene. We could say, I guess I can take a look at it, or that would be great. Black Till. I'm glad you're taking an interest, Magdalene. I thought no one cared about the pagans but me and Granddad. I should warn you, if you do head into the forest, keep an eye out for the Lord's men. They're strict, worse now than they used to be. Magdalene, I'll be careful. Until tomorrow. Black Till, until then. And that's where we'll go ahead and end the video there for this week. And so, with that I want to say, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. Please like, comment, and subscribe, as it greatly helps the channel. Light to be with you all. Take care, and thanks again.